Hey everyone, what's going on? What day is today, Joe?
Saturday.
Today is Saturday. It's a snow day outside. It's like blizzarding. And we have our friends from Earthlight Solar coming in this week to basically we're really good friends with them. So we share information back and forth on solar and how we could help each other out. And they're coming here, and we opened up all of our boxes basically to show them how we wired the Powerwall and how everything is working. And while we did that, we also installed the Sense monitoring system. Joe installed the Sense monitoring system. So if you don't know, my cousin Joe works with me, and he does all of the monitoring and inspections at New York State Solar Farm. So when you go solar, Joe is at your house commissioning your system and giving your username and password. So we just installed the Sense, and we've been using the app, and we have some first impressions of it, and maybe it's not right, our first impressions, because maybe we didn't install it right. We did it based upon the directions, but also, I don't know, the directions. You've installed how many of these, Joe?
15 or so.
15 Powerwalls?
No, the Sense.
The Senses.
Yeah.
So we've done about 15 of these Senses, and they're pretty dialed in, but we've never done one with Sense and
Powerwalls.
Yeah, so this is our first one. And so this system at my home here, we have how many different monitoring systems?
3.
Yeah, we have 3 monitoring systems. This is like an NREL laboratory for monitoring setup. So we have our sun power monitoring, and then what's our second one, Joe?
Be the Tesla monitoring.
Yep.
Here, right up here.
So there it is right there, the Tesla one. And then our third one that we just did today,
Sense.
which is the Sense one. So I'll let Joe just give you a quick runaround on how we installed it, and it'd be great to get your feedback if anybody installed these with Powerwalls, to see if we did anything wrong in our installation, and maybe that could help us in getting a little more accurate numbers.
All right, so we got the Sense unit mounted to the wall right here. We got the antenna for the Wi-Fi right there, and then we have our power going up into a 2-pole 20 amp breaker, and that's also on the same bus bar as our consumption CTs for the house. And then that goes back into the bottom here of our Sense unit, and then we have coming out of there in the middle, we have the solar Sense right there, and that goes all the way to our solar breaker right here.
So that's doing our solar production, right?
Correct, yes.
And then, so we have solar production, and then our home consumption is up
Is
top.
up top here.
And then the Sense is getting the power from that breaker
breaker.
there.
Yeah.
Now on a typical installation without Powerwalls, everything would just be in this panel, pretty much, right?
Basically, and why we went with putting the CTs for consumption up here in the MSP is because these wires, it's a whole home backup, but they land into the bottom of our Tesla gateway here. So this is basically right here is the MSP feeder wires right there for consumption.
So we'll do in a little bit a side-by-side showing the Sense app, but right now, first things and thoughts that are happening with the Sense app is it's showing the Powerwalls as utility. So it's showing them as we're getting power from the utility, but it's really coming from the batteries. So when I line the Tesla app up with the Sense app, they're not lining up. But we did call them, we put in a case number, so we're gonna get their feedback. And I think, what did they tell you that they could?
They said they could do some remote troubleshooting on their end to dial it in a little better, but they don't they didn't give a real solid answer.
Yeah, so we still gotta investigate it a little bit to see if we can get it dialed in, but it's pretty sick. Right now I found the coffee maker, found the fridge, it found the well pump, it's finding a bunch of things. But we'll keep updating you, and in a couple minutes we'll get the camera set up so you can see what the app looks like. Thanks, Joey, for setting this up.
No problem.
All right, so we're sitting down now, and I got the app opened. So let me give you a little rundown of what the Sense app looks like, and just some first impressions of it. So when you get on the app for the first time, starting from the bottom left, it's got this now. What is the home using? So right now it's got this bubble, always on. Then it's got this other one that's other. And when you click on the bubbles, you could see how many watts each of those things are using. So right now, the always on and the other. So this has only been on for like a week or so. So it's still identifying things as days go on. I'll notice that it'll send me a notification. We just found the dryer. We just found the coffee maker. We just found, so it's constantly learning. And the more people that get the Sense monitoring, the more it'll learn, the quicker it'll pick up devices. But right now it's been picking things up, I would say once a day it picks up a new item. So you have these things up here. You could also see what the home is using on this right hand corner here. It's so showing 2,319 watts. That's what we're pulling from the grid. And right now it says minus 21 watts on the solar side. We're still trying to figure out why it says minus 21 on the solar side, but we're thinking because it's pulling maybe the amps from each inverter that's on the back of the panel. Might just be a setting, but we're only talking 20 watts it's off by, so we'll live with it right now, and we'll show you some other features that are going on. If you go through it, you'll see it's got like a news dashboard under here, so it's showing your energy usage is 81% of other similar homes, so showing our usage is higher than 81% of other homes. So the reason that is the case is we actually are in the basement here. We had a bunch of space heaters and different heaters running because we did a seminar with Earthlight down here and showed them the Powerwalls, the system, how it works, the wiring configurations that we use. So that's why we were heating it up down here, because I normally don't have it that warm down here. It's usually a good temperature, but just wanted to make sure everyone was comfortable. So today, this is pretty cool. You can see the dryer was on for 2 seconds at 3:34. The coffee maker was on 11 times. We only made 2 cups of coffee today, so maybe it just clicks on and off. These are the things you find out when you have the Sense. You could realize like, wow, these things are on a lot. So the dryer turned off, the coffee maker was on, coffee maker turned off, the dryer, the heat was on for 3 minutes, heat was on for 3 minutes, heat was on for 3 minutes. I'm still trying to identify which one is heat, like from our mini splits, if it's classifying it correctly, because we still have the furnace for the hot water. So I'm not sure if it's picking up heat as the furnace or heat as the mini splits that we have upstairs. So still trying to figure that out as time goes on. I think it'll identify it. But this is like the ledger it goes through, just showing you all the different things that have been on or off. So then if you go on the bottom, we started at now. Now if you go to solar, this kind of shows your production right now. So you'll see the home is using 2,231 watts. We're pulling 2,240 from the grid. So the one thing that I'm still trying to figure out is we're actually on batteries right now. So we're not pulling from the grid. We're pulling all of this from the Tesla Powerwalls. And how do I know that? I'll show you right here on the Tesla app. It's updating, but there it is. So we're pulling from the grid right now. We have no solar and no grid that we're using. So that's all Powerwalls. So still trying to figure out if there's a way to get that updated in the Sense app. Honestly, If it is, great. If not, I don't care. That's not why I'm using the Sense app. The more I'm identifying what this is used for, it's to know what's running in the house, what loads are on, what phantom loads. Phantom loads are just those loads that you don't even realize it's drawing power, but it is. You know, your phone charger that's in the wall that's not connected to any phone, your DVD player, your VHS, who uses VHS anymore? But all of those things that are underneath your TV, the cable box, the TV that's plugged into the wall. So you'll start identifying all of those things, and I did, and I have a pretty cool thing to show you as well, a situation later on that we'll get to shortly. So this is a cool graph, kind of shows it. Not doing a full deep dive into this. I'm giving you guys an overview, just what I've seen in the short period that I've had it and kind of how I've been using it. You have your production, your usage to the grid, from the grid, powered by solar 33%. Still, we have the Powerwall, so how this plays into that effect with those numbers, I don't know, but I definitely know the production is correct on that side as well as the usage. So the power meter, it's kind of cool on here. You could see the way, this is broken down to the second, and you could, as you scroll back and forth, you could see here. Let's start when the solar turned on today. So the solar turned on at just around 7 a.m. And then you could see the spikes. We hit, you could see on the top left corner, 1600, 2000, our solar production. You could see what the home was using throughout the day. So it's cool. You get these nice charts, see the solar production as well as what the home is using. Haven't really dove into this yet. I guess you can create goals for energy usage. Haven't touched any of that. Haven't looked at comparing my home to other homes. Haven't really looked at our usage trends. Seems like all good tools, but I haven't touched them yet. This is where it has your devices. So there's the always on. Right now we have 583 watts that are on, and other devices 1,540. So that's where you could see, like, all right, just for example, if my coffee maker is pulling 1,000 watts over the course of an hour, my coffee maker is using 1 kilowatt an hour. So you could see those different things, which is pretty cool, because a lot of times when we talk to homeowners, they're like, I have nothing on in my house, nothing is running right now, the TVs are off, this is off, and no, your home is using. Your home is still, there's still things plugged into outlets. You still have your well pump going. There's a lot that's connected to your main service panel that when you see something like this, you'll realize what's connected, and it's pretty cool to see. Then you have your settings in here. Not too much in there. I guess all your notifications, you could turn them on, turn them off. If you go back to devices, if you click on the always on, there's some different things on here. I still haven't even gotten into it. I guess these are the things that I identified. The coffee maker. I spent 10 cents on coffee today. I think that's today, yeah. Guess that's cheaper than going to Starbucks, 10 cents on coffee. You could see what it actually costs you in electricity for your coffee machine. That's pretty cool. So the usage for the month on the coffee machine has been 2 kilowatt hours. That's awesome to see. That's pretty cool stuff. The total runtime, 3 hours and 7 minutes, and I've had this connected for about a week so far. All right, on to this cool demonstration that I want to show you guys. This is an extreme case, but if you look here to the right on the screen, 2,100 watts that the home is using right now. Now, what I'm gonna do is turn on this. Let me show you guys over here. I'm gonna turn this on. It's like a little electric heat pump heater that you could buy on Amazon for 200 bucks. So I'm gonna turn this on, and I also want you to watch the wattage on the right side of your screen of what the home is using, and we'll see how much power it uses. So our baseline right now is 2,100 watts. I just turned it on to heat. We were at 2100 watts. It jumped to 2300 just from turning that on. So right now that's using 200 kilowatt hour jump that's using. And then you can see when I shut it off. Let's wait for the compressor to actually kick in a little more. So when I was running this before, this was actually a lot higher than 2100 watts and even 2200, but I'll click it off. Instantaneously, look at that. 300 kilowatt hours that was using. So that's what's so cool about it. You could actually turn on different units in the house. Like right now we're at 2000. If I kick it on, bam, 2300, 2200. So those are the cool experiments you could do when you have the Sense. See the instantaneous power that each device is using. You could hear Snowball barking upstairs. He's going crazy about something. This wasn't a full deep dive into Sense. I think it's really cool. It's a great tool to have if you're trying to see what your usage is on certain devices, and really just being energy conscious and knowing what your home is using at different times. So thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you think this was helpful, and we'll see you next time. Have a great night, guys.